Oh, it's that thing again. I think I've seen this one before. How many times have we said that whenever we play a Resident Evil game? This franchise has been around for such a long time that fans could usually pinpoint when they are near the end of the game, because once you reach a secret underground research facility, then chances are you're up for a big boss fight. Apart from the familiar looking spacious room where the action would happen, shooting zombies and solving puzzles, players often need to find certain items in order for them to access new areas and progress through the game. Some items have even become a staple in certain games, but which ones are they? Hello folks, this is Silver Serpent, and I'll be talking about 10 items that we will inevitably come across most Resident Evil games. Keep in mind that this list would not include any weapons, ammunition, or healing items, for it's understandable that those items are in a Resident Evil game by default. Disclaimer, these items are in no particular order, and I'm not saying that they are present exclusively to just Resident Evil games. But before we start, if you happen to have some free time, kindly try to make your own list, and we'll see if our observations are the same. Resident Evil has made us explore mansions, prisons, ships, castles, and many more. This game has its way of reminding you that if you don't manage your inventory while exploring areas, then you will be backtracking. Most of the items on the list can be discarded or be dropped back in the item box once it's used, since these are key items. However, the lighter has multiple purposes. Stating the obvious, it can be used to light up room to find something important when it's too dark, or light something on fire in case it's soaked with gas or oil. Another great thing about the lighter, apart from its multiple purpose, is that sometimes it doesn't take up inventory space, just like lockpicks. Lockpicks are occasionally your character's side equipment, and don't worry, you don't need to be the master of unlocking to use it. Just make your way through the zombie-filled hallways and hope that you're fast enough to make it to the doors.
I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
When an outbreak happens, there would be roadblocks somewhere around the city. Therefore, there would come a time when you would need to use explosives to clear the path. Whatever is blocking your way, one blast and it's all rubble. As you continue exploring areas, you get to pick up some rare gems, stranger. Gems are sometimes not needed because you can move on without picking them up if they're just treasures and not key items. If you don't need to shove it somewhere to unlock something, then you can just sell it to a friendly merchant so that you have a bigger budget to upgrade your weapons or buy things you need along the journey. Blowing up walls in concrete is doable, but once you reach a place that has a more strict security, then it would be challenging to take down steel walls with brute force. That's why keycards would be your go-to item in those places. But the thing is, those keycards are of no use if there's no electricity. It just simply wouldn't work. So what do? We grab that fuse and chuck it somewhere to power up whatever facility we are at, and cross our fingers that the undead don't know how to open doors. Or else we might find ourselves in a predicament.
Walking around.
Where did they come from? Why didn't we see them on the way in?
When you cut the power, you unlock the doors. You let them out.
I do understand that more than half of our journey will not be in the hive or in the nest. We could be in an isolated mountain country or a secluded village where they do things the old-fashioned way. Therefore, we try to open doors the old-fashioned way. Gold cutters. Simple and easy to use. No electricity or instruction manuals needed. But what if there are no doors? No gates, no chains to break, and you've searched everywhere and opened all doors you could see on the map, but you still can't find your way out the mines or the sewers. Sometimes, when there's no way out, you gotta make one for yourself. The game would ever so subtly show you an orifice, and in an instant you'd know that you need to find either a crank or a valve handle. And to make things harder, you also need to make sure that the shape matches perfectly. Otherwise, you get yourself another trip to the item box. Now, I'm sure most of you know that this game is not all about shooting zombies and blowing up places. Apart from the action and horror, it's also brimming with mystery, suspense, and wonderful characters. It's spanned for generations. Its tale so rich in lore that there are times that you need to search for a specific emblem or insignia or any crest with storied meaning to progress through the game. Call it what you want, families, clans, cults, organizations, it doesn't matter. They will let you know whose property you're setting your feet on. Last but not the least, if a door is locked, you need to find some weird looking key. From knight's equipment to card suits, Resident Evil has its way of letting you know you found one of its multiple collection of keys. There are tons of ways you can earn this, whether it's after an intense boss fight or outsmarting your way through a puzzle. Whichever you prefer, whether you muscle your way through survive or carefully dodge your way out of danger. I'm sure you've had lots of fun playing these games. And that's about it for this video. Did we have the same items included in our list? I'm sure I missed some items from the games, but there's just too many of them. You could drop some of your personal choices in the comments section and smash that like button if you enjoyed this list. If you love Resident Evil as much as I do, subscribe to my channel or follow me on Twitch for some gaming live streams. You may also follow me in my other social media accounts. Links are in the description box. Lastly, make sure to take care of yourself because you deserve it. You could reward yourself by playing your favorite Resident Evil game. Take care, take it easy, and stay hydrated.